Welcome to Building Query for October 9. The agenda for today should be pretty punchy, much of which we have covered in our Monday using query call, but since then quite a bit of work has gone into get Qri Desktop 050 close to release, which should be happening early next week. So I think Brendan's going to demo some of the progress made to date, and then also review some of the recent work we've completed in the sprint. So I'll link in the description to the previous using query call for anyone who's interested in that.
Awesome, fantastic stuff. Thank you, Rico. I'm gonna quickly share my screen, and I think we'll do a lot of the similar stuff that we went to last time, or that we talked through last call. But first, just wanted to point to a lot of stuff that happened to this sprint and where it actually happens. We do all of our, general reminder that we do all of our coordination in open project planning boards. So if I go to the query.io GitHub org and Sprint T, this is one we're currently working on. And you can actually watch work happen in real time. Yay, fun. But this time, I think it's fun that we have actually 60 things done in the done column. This really, I'm not going to go through all of these, but this is really a testament to how much work we actually have put into desktop this sprint. A lot of this is based on direct feedback that we've gotten in the Discord channel, talking through desktop, talking through a number of very important sort of things that users have been telling us. This comes across a number of sort of wonderful things that are happening. So if you want to influence the way stuff is happening, the way this sort of product is working or project is getting built, that's the place to do it. And so without further ado, this is, I'm going to just minimize some stuff here. It's a little clean up the desktop look a little. Okay, cool. Let's hide the fact this is running behind a terminal. This is new Qri Desktop. So since we last sort of showed this, a couple of things have changed in the new one. The biggest stuff that I can do now is a lot of the things are actually wired up. So in the past, we had sort of demonstrated a quick example or some demo pulling of data sets. But I can now say, why don't we pull these 3 data sets, and I'll do pull latest. This is going to give me a nice little warning saying, hey, I'm pulling these. Cool, fun. And then we actually get transfers appearing in the transfers tab. And we can see, oh, these are all happening. Oh, cool. These pulls are happening. And then when it's finished, I can actually come through and click this. It'll take me to the data set that just got pulled. And I got a nice notification saying, hey, these 3 pulled data sets have been pulled. We have a new view that you can actually see, which is showing the sort of railroad layout of data sets. This was not landed on Monday, which has been, or was it? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Can't remember. But we also have a nice and fancy export button, which gives us the thing that we've had a number of users just ask us for, which is just give me a CSV file, please. And so now I can click this button, click save, and it will immediately give me a thing that is named in a way that it will not collide with other version names, despite the fact that it doesn't use a hash in its name, as long as you haven't made 2 commits at the exact same point in time, which is highly unlikely. But if we do that, we get a file, which is quite nice. A number of other fun little tricks and changes that have all sort of added up to a better experience. We also now have like row level indicators of stuff that we can do. So I can do that exact same export flow directly from the collection view without having to do anything. We have a number of other sort of little things have changed. The other thing that we've really changed that's a lot easier to show with a demo data set, if I have a CSV file, what am I going to do? I'm going to do downloads, and then I'm going to do, sure. So I just exported this. So we're going to pretend I'm making a new data set from this data. I can drag this over, and I get a nicely named thing, which I probably don't want the title of my data set to be this. Instead, I'm going to be, what are we going to call this? COVID daily fork. And I'm going to hit create. And this will now create a data set. This has been a big change to our import flow that we think is a lot better, where you actually get to name the data set and it creates a meta title before you even sort of like work through everything. And we get a nice corresponding name to the data set that matches the query naming convention. And so now all this is actually wired up. And we're hoping to get this release out either today or Monday, probably Monday. But yeah, that kind of just to give again a quick point of comparison to the old Qri Desktop. It's just a lot of shifts and changes that have happened under the hood. Things are looking a lot better than they used to. And just doing A to B comparison. We didn't have this. We didn't have, this is how the 2 lists looked. It was just, it's a different world. And And when I collapse this, things don't explode and these overlap properly. Yeah, I think things are looking a lot better. Comparing the individual data set view. Let's do a sort of apples to apples comparison. Let's do the daily fork that I just created to the daily fork now. And we can sort of see, this gives us a slightly easier method. I used to have to click status, and now I can just click this and start editing away. But a lot of things are also the same. So I can see the metadata is exactly the same. Yeah, and so that's kind of been the bulk of the work this week. The other really important notable change that we've had happen is Qri.cloud loads a lot faster. And we're hoping to make this even faster than this. But just the time resolution on Qri.cloud is looking a lot better than it used to. And that's thanks to a whole bunch of engineering work in the back end of the actual cloud infrastructure services. And so if you see things being a little snappier, your eyes are not lying. We have been trying really hard to make this work as quickly as we can, and we hope to ship even more improvements on this as time goes on. I think that's kind of the bulk of what I wanted to share. Yeah. Did anybody have anything else that they wanted to add from this sprint in terms of productivity? That's okay. I think I largely got to steal a lot of the good updates. The only other thing I would say is this is now puts us in a place where we actually oddly don't have a ton to discuss today because we've just sort of run through a whole bunch of very important building queries stuff. And next sprint, we're going to go back into feedback mode and basically take what we just made and put it back out and ask for people to tell us what they think, play with it, kick the tires. And so that will be for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be spending a lot of time just gathering more feedback on what we could be improving and shipping against. And so I think that, yeah, next Monday and next Friday will be really lively discussions based on user feedback, but we've kind of as a team been pretty heads down for the last 2 weeks. And so today I don't feel like we have a ton of on agenda items for the building query call. So if anybody had anything to suggest, I would delightfully use this time now to discuss stuff. Otherwise, we can give people some time back.
Yeah, the last thing I would add to close out, I know this is really not a big major focus of ours, but I went ahead and tagged a number of repos with the Hacktoberfest tag. So for anybody who is kind of planning a swing by and do a swing by PR, please let me know if there are repos that probably should be tagged with that. But in essence, it's mostly like website stuff and things that people who have no idea what our project's about might be able to contribute to.
I had totally forgot about Hacktober's ongoingness. Yeah, Hacktober is upon us and it's happening right now. And we do have Rico, have we been tracking it in the help wanted or the good first issues project? Do you know about that project?
So you have to do it to a repo.
Right.
I don't know if all I know about good first issues is that it's a tag. I don't know if do we have our own project that's good first issues board?
Yeah, we have a project. Basically, when you make a good first issue tag, if you add it to that board, it's a great place to sort of we can then send people there when they're like, hey, I want to help. For those of us who don't have a specific project they want to help with, but okay, yeah, it's okay. I can help. Yeah, I can help you set that up afterward. But there is a project on the Qri-IO GitHub organization. That is a great place to start if you want to contribute an issue. Perfect. Cool. Okay, well, I'm kind of delighted to make this a short meeting. Sometimes meetings drag on unnecessarily, and today we don't have to do that. And so unless anybody has any reason anything they want to chat through, any open pull requests that need feedback, anything, be happy to talk through it now. Otherwise, we've got a release to ship, and I'd love to ship it. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Friday. Thank you so much, everybody, for taking some time to listen to me blather on about all of the hard work we've been doing. I think it's good work, and I'm really excited to get this release at the door. And yeah, looking forward to chatting next week.
Cool, man.
Yay, new release. Thanks.
Cool. Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.